There we go. Hit go live and my phone wasn't in the position I need it to be quite. I'll be driving here for, I don't know, an hour yet. We'll see. You hear me alright? Trying this microphone deal. I don't know. Got about 5 miles before I need to turn off this road. Get on 11 South, I think it says. That could be fun. I'm going to Agri-Tiers auction. It's an annual consignment auction farm equipment. It used to be known as MM Weavers. Then they merged dealer, changed the name. Going down through there. It's a really nice day for it, but it was pretty rainy yesterday, so I'm feeling it's going to be an absolute mud mess. So I got my boots along. They're sitting over in the passenger floorboard. Got about an hour to go. Should be interesting. What I should do when I do these lives is tell people ahead of time, but I'm not that smart. Or I would, obviously. More interesting if I could somehow figure out how to flip the camera and watch the road. Do a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Maybe figure that out some other time, but not today. Not today while I'm driving, I should say. Everybody hear me all right? I found some buttons. Pretty interesting. 5 people in live. I think that's the highest it's ever been for a live when I do them, which I've done like 3 ever, so it's not that many to begin with. Excuse me. I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold. Well, probably not going to get over it until I clean up my room. I found some mold in my room here the other day, so I need to take that all down and fix it. Hello everybody, I see you're putting that in the chat. Thank you. Amy and Jason. It's kind of small writing for me, and I'm not a good reader either. Hour and 30 minutes away. Probably won't be live for nearly all that. Hey, if you guys got some questions, put it down in the comments, or chat, I guess you call it on this. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Hey, thanks for the sub. Or whoever it was, I don't know. Hi, Sandy. Usually, the reason well, it's kind of tradition to go to this auction. This is the first year, I think, that I remember that my dad is not going. But I wanted to go anyway. for this. If you watch any of the shorts, if you watch any of my shorts, I put on I'm starting my own business deal. That is, or starting my own dealership. The reason, that is half the reason I'm going. See if I can find any bush hogs, or this place that I'm going has a tendency to have the Gale running 4-H wagons go cheaper, and the Badger running I keep saying running gears. Badger and Gale 4-H wagons, which are pretty good wagons, just in the Lancaster area. They like their Miller Pros and the H&S and all that stuff. All that fancier stuff, their Field Line, which that stuff is possibly a little better. But your Gale and your Badger, they're plenty good yet. Alright, we're on 11 south. Gotta head down. How long does GPS say? 17 miles. Perfect. Anyway, back to what I was getting at with the Badger and Gale. So if I can pick up one or two of those wagons, I can take those up to our area. They'll sell a little better. They'll sell a little better. Or Fraley auction up in Muncie. Well, they'll sell better there. And then Dad wants me to look at some Packers. We sold ours this past year. We've had two now, and we just always get a little cheaper one. Bearings are shot. We don't have time to replace them. It's just tough to do. It's tough, and we keep buying the wrong ones. We keep buying ones with small wheels, Packer wheels. We need one with bigger Packer wheels, so we're gonna see if we can find something like that there. And I got started way late. That auction actually just started. I was gonna be there for the start of the auction, but I slept in. So now I'm over an hour away. Diesel fuel, some water, and it's not set up right, so it's going to keep turning. I'm sorry about that. This was kind of the last minute decision. I got my water, a little bit of energy drink. I don't take much caffeine. One energy drink will last me 2 days or so. Driving, I'll probably have to drink the whole one. Driving usually makes me fairly tired, especially when I'm driving this far. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about the end of the day. Stay there. Keeps moving. I don't like this game. Heading through Liverpool area. One of my friends actually lives in our area, but he farms down through here somewhere. On his uncle and his brother, and on his, I think his grandmother's farm. Pretty cool dude. Slow drivers in front of me. Oh boy. Sometimes it can piss me off. Oh well, You'll have that on them big jobs. Interesting story about this auction. I would remember when I was like 4 or 5 would be, it was super muddy, and the mud was probably in the middle where like tractors were driving, hooking equipment, people were walking all the time. I don't know, it was probably 8 to 10 inches thick, deep, just the mud. And we had, as a 4-year-old, you know, it's almost up to your knees, and we had our muck boots on, and super deep mud for little kids like me and my brother Adrian. We'd be our feet get stuck in the mud, and it was miserable. Absolutely miserable. And people get their feet stuck, they'd be walking along, their boots would just fall off their feet as they were walking. And then one guy that I heard of that was kind of interesting, that was smart, and I didn't do it today because I don't know how muddy it is. Hopefully it's not too muddy. This guy was pretty smart. What he did was he had 2 pairs of socks on, or at least 2 pairs. He'd pull his boots off. He'd almost pulled his boots off in the mud, and then he lost his balance, stepped down, and then his socks all muddy, you know. He picks up his foot, pulls off the outer sock, puts it in his boot, or his when I heard of him. And he was probably a pretty smart guy when it came to that. I don't know how smart he was with other stuff. That's just a story I heard from someone else that we were driving with, which we normally drive with to this sale. Usually I'm going with Dad, my 2 brothers, at least 2 brothers. Adrian, he wants to work at an auction more with my grandma, so Mom said one or the other, or you're going to be dead tired. And Dad couldn't get away from work today. So we're just cruising down 11 South here. Got a long ways to go, and I was hoping to be there. How's that song go? Short time to get there. No. A long ways to go and a short time to get there. Out of the movie Smoke Independent. Boy, that's a good movie. I should watch that again. One nice thing about sleeping in this morning like I did is now it's nice and daylight driving. I mean, I didn't get to see the sunrise because I slept in too late. The sun's up. It's nice. It's 47 degrees out, so it's maybe a little chilly for just a hoodie, but it's not bad. Nothing bad. And I have more long if I get too cold. And I'm going south, so usually down there it's, you know, I don't know, 5-10 degrees warmer than it is up home. Just because you're further south. Especially on nice days. Now, it's not always that way. There is days when it's the other way around. It's going to be interesting also to see the farm ground fields down through here, because they're usually about 2 weeks ahead of us. So, I think they should be plowing. Like, they got some organic farmers and a lot of produce, Lancaster area, or Leola area, I guess. Got a lot of produce, some organic. So a lot of the produce guys, I think, can plow yet. Old board plow, like we would. Just probably not as many acres, because they don't have to. Usually, for organic farmers, they're doing it on smaller scale. They're not doing super large scale in our area. We do have good produce market. I mean, 2 minutes from my house, there's a pretty big produce auction. You hear from people bringing stuff from like Maine and Maryland and Virginia all the time, New York, Delaware, New Jersey. It's pretty big. From what I understand, it's a pretty big deal. We'll sell some small stuff like rhubarb or walnuts. We find, nothing much, but enough for, we'll make $500 a year off the auction, which is not nearly enough for anything, but it's a good, nice little side income. Something nice for, I don't know, you can go out for dinner or something a couple times. I did think about doing some produce this year. I have a lot of ideas. I don't know if that comes across or not, but I have a lot of ideas. Some good. Well, I think all of them are like at least worth considering. Most of them are worth considering. Some of them don't turn out the greatest. Like I'll tell you some stories of lawnmowers. I decided I'm gonna get into lawn mowing lawns and blowing snow and blow a snow blower and old Cub Cadet lawnmower at high prices of like 2021. Well, that's when they were high in our area. And it was, I don't know how much money we put in, me and my brother Adrian. They were fun while they lasted. They didn't work quite right. Alright, we don't have time for this. It's not going to work anyway. So we sold everything and lost like 50% on it, which we overpaid for the lawnmower. We still do have a snowblower, which is nice. Like just a walk behind snowblower you can push around. I love that thing. Sweet for clearing off the ball. Alright, I gotta pay attention here a little bit. I gotta take an exit. And this exit area is I am known to take the wrong turn. I think it's this one. So I need the one from 22 east, 320 east towards Harrisburg in about a mile and a half. We lost our tails on those mowers and stuff. Good thing we weren't completely relying on them, like to make money or nothing. We were fine, but it just taught me a lesson. Don't overpay for things that, even if you have an idea, don't pay more than what it's worth. And I wouldn't have said I really did for the mower, for the snowblower. I didn't think I really overpaid for what stuff was worth. I definitely didn't get a deal. It taught me to always make sure you get deals on things. And now, I don't know if I've bought things that weren't a good deal, but I can name a few things that I'm pretty happy with. I'm pretty proud of myself too, because of the little deals that they are. Alright, this next exit here. One thing that I'm very happy with myself is on a Snap-on truck. Surprise, surprise. So how do you say it? They don't literally rape you, but some of those prices are really ridiculous. Anyway, I looking through his used tool section because I'm not a mechanic anymore. I don't need expensive tools. Alright, I'm just looking through and there's a air hammer, Mac Tools air hammer. I like Mac Tools pretty good. Our Mac Tools dealer's pretty good guy, and I don't think he's ever really ripped me off without me knowing, I missed the opportunity. I was going under the bridge, towing a trailer. I should have opened my windows. I missed that opportunity. Anyway. You take a beat, GPS. Oh, anyway, I was like, alright, I'm gonna look at this thing, and I do some research. I don't remember if I think I waited till the next week even. I don't remember for sure. Alright, looking at it. eBay. Like $30. I can sell them for $30. Alright, not bad. With just a spring. I don't know how familiar you guys are with air hammers, but you have a lot of the not so nice ones to use a spring to hold the chisel in. This one has the real like simple locking thing. Lock them in real easy. And alright, you know, $35, $35 for the not so nice to use one. How much he wants for the one he had, the Snap-on guy had on his truck? Like $20. Yeah, at that point you can't say no. Now, have I ever used it? Also no. But I have to get bits for it, which I'm going to spend more, even at Harbor Freight, for those bits than I did for that whole thing. And, I mean, it's something that once, if I start doing some mechanic work again, some more, other than just at home on the farm, it's something I'll be able to use quite a bit, I think. Especially if you start doing, like, pins and bushings and loaders and excavators and skid steers and stuff like that, which I would not mind getting into some of for this side hustle, is repairing some equipment. Now, at my dad's rental property, the rental house, we have a shop. He said I can use it, so I gotta clean it out. I'm waiting on a bearing for the power harrow that's there. And once I can get that, stick that back together, and then clean out that shop. We'll have a nice place to do it. I got a trailer to paint. Hopefully we can get that shop cleaned out so we can paint the trailer, let it sit for a couple days before we try to mess with it. Because on the running gear that we just painted here a week ago, a little over a week ago, we got there about 2 o'clock to work, because they have right proper paint booth. It wasn't great outside to paint. Alright, we'll do it there. Makes the most sense. And we get there at like 2 o'clock. We start doing some work, like a little bit of prep work that we forgot about. It was sandblasted, so like we took wheels off, and it wasn't hard stuff. It just a little time consuming. And once we got that done, it was about 3 o'clock till we got started painting. And we went for supper in between there, which took 40 minutes. But it took us until about 9 o'clock till we had that thing out of there, and we rushed that last coat of paint. Like putting the wheels on, we rushed it bad because the paint wasn't completely dry, and you bump the red and yellow together for the wheels and the hubs. And now it's just red and yellow marks all over the place, and it drives me nuts. But I'm too cheap to buy a paint marker to fix it. Too. So, hopefully, what we could have done as well, I guess, is painted Saturday morning and left it sit till Saturday evening or Monday morning, because the painters don't get there till like 8 o'clock anyway, Monday mornings. And I'll be there, typically I'm there 6:37. So if I just get to work a little early, I'd have plenty of time to get it out. But then people can see our paint job, and we're not good enough painters to want to do that. So maybe we don't do that. I don't know. That's for the future. Someday, like, I don't know, a month, 3 weeks down the road. Because depending if we spend a bunch of money at this sale, we're going to be flat broke. Oh my. Come on, stay straight. Yeah. Maybe about flat broke, unless neighbors sell some equipment, and then we'll get a little bit of money, but not much. So we sell anyway if they sell it on Marketplace. So I list stuff for Joe Wangers that don't have internet. Horse buggy Mennonite that don't have internet on Marketplace, and send stuff into Tractor House because they don't have cell phones either. Or aren't supposed to have cell phones. Some of the younger people, some of the people my age, 16, 17, 18, they allegedly don't have cell phones. Very similar to how Amish are. That's actually like probably 50% of the farmers, if not more, right in our area. So once word of mouth gets around, I'll probably have a fairly easy business, and it's very easy for me because I know their language. See, my dad would have been Joe Wanger until he was 21, and my mom's family would have came from the Amish. So I learned Pennsylvania Dutch. That would have been my first language, I say. And I pretty much always knew English, but it wasn't as good. Still, sometimes I gotta translate from Dutch to English and vice versa. Like I'll ask Mom, hey, what does this word mean? And I can't think. And then usually she can't think what it means either. So it's just annoying. But it's very easy for me and my grandpa still Wanger. It's a tight-knit community, so pretty much everybody knows pretty much everybody. I play some hockey with those guys too, so that helps. In the future, you know, I don't know, 10 years down the road, if they need something, they'll probably be calling me, hopefully, if I'm still in the business. I would not mind getting into some hot shopping for them if I have more time, and I might just have to make the time. You know, just drag a trailer, because I've heard, and this is probably engine number, it's probably not to the wheels, is 600 something, around that 600 horsepower mark, with bigger turbo, bigger injectors, spicy tune, you name it. I'm not sure what all, I don't remember. It's got a dual transmission too, but there's some other things I think that were done to it. We'll see. So the drivetrain stuff on this truck, I think, is done. I don't have to worry about doing that ever, which is nice because the turbo's $3,000 and injectors is another, $1,000. And then your transmission, the transmission that's in it, the equivalent would be, $10,000 probably at least, because it's built stage, I don't remember, stage 3 built transmission, which kit doesn't mean a lot. Depends who you're talking to. And I'm not entirely sure what the stage 3 means from this company that it was done at. I would kind of like to stop in because it was done not far from my place. I'd kind of like to stop in sometime and give them my bin and say, hey, do you have record of what you did to this truck 15 years ago? Because that's about when it's done. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe sometime when I have time. That's what I've been saying about getting a passport as well. Sometime when I have time. Much better. Do you guys have any conspiracy theories you want to go over? I mean, for me, one of the guys I work with is super into this conspiracy theories with like elites and stuff. I don't remember what he calls them, but pretty much all your politicians, a lot of your Hollywood. I don't know. I find a lot of that stuff interesting because I feel a lot of it's true. We'll see. Next exit is Hershey. 322 East, headed towards Hershey in a mile and a half. Alright. Not much to worry about yet. Slowing down a little, getting in traffic. I was hoping to get down through here before there's a bunch of traffic. It's not happening. Usually with auctions, especially a big one like this, you have people coming from all over the place. I mean, I'm 2 hours away. You'll have people there probably from Ohio, Maryland's not that far, Virginia, probably New York. I don't know where all, but all over the place. So, yeah, it's a pretty big auction, and they have clean equipment. Clean stuff, usually, nice stuff. And this auction looks really nice. They have, I don't know, like 4 or 5 Massey Ferguson 1840 small square balers, which is not the newest generation anymore. 322 East. I can do that, I think. Which the 1840 Massey baler is not the newest generation anymore. That was, and now they have 1842 SB. Wait a minute. Almost missed my exit. We're good though. We're good. Ooh, that's close. That's why you gotta pay attention when you're driving and not just walk. For myself, like when I'm driving for work, sometimes I'll drive, to Maryland or something. Drop something off and pick something up quick, which is not even once a month anymore. I'll talk to myself, I'll practice auctioneering. Oh, sons of moms again. Come on, man. Alright, now where to go? Should be fun. And now we're starting to get more and more traffic. I'm not a big fan of traffic where I live. The second closest town, the one I pretty much work in, is like is like 3,500 people, and it's mostly what I think they call it a bedroom community. So it's a lot of the people like work in a bigger town, but just live in a small town. It's pretty nice. I mean, rush hour is a 2-lane road, and it's not quite bumper to bumper. It's pretty close, but not too bad compared to some other places. So when I get down here and it's bumper to bumper for a mile, I'm gonna be mad because I'm not used to that at all. The biggest town that's like relatively close is like, I think people consider even a small town. I remember this section. I think people call it a small town. It's like 10 or 15,000 people, 12. I don't remember. I looked it up like a month ago. But that was a whole month ago, and I can't remember that far back. Shut up, GPS. You're annoying. I have it playing into my headset. That way you guys don't need to listen to the annoyance. So if I get quiet and just then say something, that's what I'm doing. Listening to the GPS, because I can't process 2 things at once. Or 3. Something like that. And I can't do math either, obviously. We'll be good. Getting into traffic, or into the more traffic-prone area. I don't even know what town we are in towards. But yeah, like the bigger town, it's technically a town, but it feels like a city to me. It's too big. I don't like it. I wouldn't want to live in it. I think it's fairly safe compared to, places like Philadelphia, etc. Or where my parents were in California, like close to Disney. Is it Disneyland that's out there? I don't remember. They went out there with my younger siblings and to the boss's place, Big Boss. I did when I was like 4, so they're like, you stay back, run the farm. So that's where that last video came from. That's the reason I was able to use that thumbnail. for this last video, and I have an idea for today. It's gonna be something similar along that line, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Yeah, just be on the lookout for Fraley's auction. I think it's Saturday here too, so I'll probably head up to that as well. Up in Muncie, PA. That's a little closer, so that's nice. So I need to be in the left lane, I think. And if not, I made a wrong turn. And if I made a wrong turn, I made a mistake. And I don't make mistakes. Well, I wish. I wish I wouldn't make mistakes. Unfortunately, I am very mistaken in that. Yeah. So watch for this next video for this auction. I probably will have it out, I don't know, Wednesday. I might decide to put it out Saturday evening again. Come on, folks. Either speed up or wait till I'm past the turn in. Come on. I mean, like, it's not that hard. I don't know what. Probably take a picture of it. Be nice. Usually, we bought our Gale 4H chopper there. We bought our Massey 399 there. Typically, when we buy something there, I take a picture of it, and it's usually red. It does fairly well, and it's a pretty nice day. It's a Cybertruck. Typically does pretty well. Actually, the biggest video I've ever done is from here. It's from like 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, we bought, I think it was the Gale 4H chopper, and it did, I don't even know. I think last time I looked, it was around 27,000 views, 10,000, I forget. Which is ridiculous, because usually I'm getting, this last one, I did great, and it got 375 views or so. And it's like the top one out of the last 10. So I see a thumbnail style that works, has worked, and I'm probably going to run with that a little bit, as long as I can. I do not want to go here. Guess that's the way I'm turning soon. Yeah. I lost my train. I see these people up. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be too mad. They're dressed up nice, like they're going to a viewing or a funeral or something. Oh well. They're driving themselves. This traffic is not looking fun. I'm going to be getting into here soon. It's honestly not as bad as I was thinking. I hope. I was going a little fast and it came pretty much to a standstill. I was not expecting. And then someone has to pull out in front of me because, that's how people do. We're good though. I think I am towards where I need to go. Yes. I'm in the lane I need to be in. I need exit 1A once we get there. There's 1B. There's 1B. Oh, looks like someone got rear-ended. Alrighty. Let's see if this guy lets me over. Aha, sweet. Hey, that guy's pretty cool. I like skipped a half a mile of traffic there because I wasn't sure where I was supposed to go. I'm getting off. I do not like paying tolls. I hate toll roads. I think they're overrated. I wouldn't mind owning one. Then it'd be pretty cool, a pretty cool deal, but and I don't have Easy Pass. If I'd have Easy Pass, it'd be a little easier. Because I don't run down through here enough to just end the live stream. Okay, there we go. Alright, 27 miles. Perfect. I don't mind roads like this where I sit down and drive for who knows how long. Stay slow in this stupid traffic. Let that semi come over and let these people merge on. I mean, if I'd go the toll road, it probably, I don't know if it's actually faster. But it would definitely be easier because there's not as much traffic. Well, that costs, you know, $10 or $5, I don't know. I'm too cheap for that. Because I don't make enough money. I don't make as much money as I'd like to. Which I think some of it comes from, I don't make a lot of money to begin with, but anyway. Some of that comes from the masculine urge to make a bunch of money. You need, if you do that, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, which I'm still learning. Not just for myself, but for God. That's really, I'm learning that that's why I should be, so I can further the kingdom of God, not just my wealth, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And my goal more is to be wealthy, not rich. If you want to know what my definitions of those are, wealthy is, you know, you have a family, children turn out good, you have good family, good friends, good connection, good home life, and are comfortable, you can live comfortably. Rich is where you have nothing but money. I don't want to be rich, I want to be wealthy. Yeah. The other thing is rich talks, or rich yells, wealth whispers. I think there's a saying something along those lines, but I could not tell you for sure. And now we're out of traffic. Nice. Set down and cruise a little bit. Make up some of this lost time. It'll be an hour and a half late for the auction. I hate being late. Unknown Gaming. Sorry, right. Maybe someday I can do this full time, whether that's, actually that's where YouTube came for me, was, hey, these guys are making decent money, I think I can do that, and I can. I've been doing it for 3 years now. I'd say I've proven myself for just sitting down and hunkering down. I say 3 years. Nolan's Farming Adventures has been for 2.5 years now. I had one before that. It was Beaver Run Organic Family Farms. It was me and my parents, just kind of everybody. But that is before I was 18. I had that, and right over that time there was, I think there was around 5 of us small guys. I got shut down. It was me. It was Farmer King. Now it's Farmer King out of Kentucky. He's a pretty chill guy. Clay, he was out at PA here. was that called? What did he call it? Was it PA Farm Pit or something? I forget. There was... Shoots. I used to know all these guys. There was a guy out of Canada that got a strike. There was... I think there were 3 of us out of Pennsylvania here that got hit, shut down, or got nasty strikes. And I would say, I'm going to say it weeded out the competition a little bit, but the guy I saw bounce back the best from it was actually Emerson. He set up, he got a strike, he set his thing up. He was ready to go as soon as he, like, hey, if I get shut down, go over to here. And he didn't miss a beat. He went straight over there. I did. I waited like 2 months before I restarted. It was a nice break. It was hard to get back into. Kind of like this winter was. I was working a lot in town. It was dark when I'd come home. It was pretty much dark when I'd leave. It was almost dark when I'd come home. Go to chores. Eat supper, it was dark. So it was really, really, really hard to film. Our shop, it's not very bright. You know, when you work 2 hours an evening where you can actually film, you know, that's like 5 minutes. If you actually want to get work done, it's like maybe 5 minutes of footage. So you could do it, but it's the same thing over and over. Like, I made a video replacing 2675's water pump and radiator. I got to replace that radiator again. We got to use one. Supposedly was pressure tested. It's not holding coolant sitting. So either I got to replace it, or I might try to cheap out and just put sealant, cool, right stuff. It's like a silicone almost, right on the threads of the bolts, because that's where it's leaking. I'm just glad it was something that I didn't touch. The guy, salvage yard we got it from, put it in. He didn't put it in, but he pulled it out and left a bunch of mounts on. So that was nice for us. Because it was a lot easier to put it in. Let's see. We'll see where we go. Probably after this, we'll probably end up buying a new one. And they're like $900. But to record the old one is $1,100, which doesn't make sense, but whatever. And this used one was like $300, so it wasn't bad for the used one. I think we'll be going past Essex here before too long. That's a pretty big dealer. They just bought out, I don't know how many of you guys are from Central Pennsylvania and into the farming. How big you guys are into the farming. I'm not going to say gossip, but you know what I mean? Where all this, these people did this. But in Central Pennsylvania, Essex is a pretty big dealer. They have great parts support. I've never actually met him. He's facing the other window, and I'm going to get him, so we're good. What was I talking about? Oh, Essex. They're pretty, from what I can tell, pretty chill people, pretty cool people. They have great parts support. They just bought out, what's the name of the company? Rovendale. They had like 3 dealerships in Central Pennsylvania scattered throughout, which were decent people, but now with Essex coming in, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. We'll probably have a lot better parts support for us. I mean, we're already going to Elizabethtown or wherever for parts out of super central Pennsylvania. And Rovendale was, they were a little closer, but they had decent parts support. Decent people to work with. A few times I did. Dad, I mean, we'd stop in when we go to Rovendale, pleasant place he wants it there. Close to Cleveland runs a cab. Anyway, we'd stop in there, drive through a lot, look at the equipment a little bit, once in a while, whenever we're going that way anyway. Because we would go up there for calf feed. It's an organic farm store that has some organic stuff. That's calf feed when we had certified organic beef cattle. We don't have, our beef cattle are no longer certified. It costs too much money, and we don't sell them as certified. So we don't. It didn't make sense for us. Now we raise them organic. We raise them everything the same. They're just not certified, and now we can give them some antibiotics, like when they get sick. We're not limited to what we can give them. Like if they have something like pink eye or what's something else? Like if they get an infection or something, we can actually take care of them properly. That is something I really do not like about organic animals. Is you're limited. Like you can't give them certain antibiotics. Give them some things, but it's super limited. It doesn't work quite right. Well, you should say you shouldn't let them get sick. Well, yeah, but it happens. Like pink eye, if you let your pastures get too tall, pink eye from that, just going down to eat the grass pokes them in the eye. And they get pink eye from that. The other thing is, so you can treat a lot of cattle. You can prevent a lot of problems with animals, with cattle anyway, by taking care of their pasture. Like if you keep your grass over 4 inches tall, I think it is, you won't have worms as quick. If you keep your, oh my, what is something else? Oh shoot. Oh, like if you keep them mowed down or keep them lower, you won't get pink eye as quick. If you rotational graze, and I don't know, there's a lot of things you can do to take care of them properly. And we love to take care of cattle properly. Don't get me wrong, we try our best. But sometimes there's only so much you can do. You can take all the vitamins you want. As even for me, take all the vitamins. You take all the vitamins you want. You take all the minerals you want. You can eat the best you can. Probably still gonna get sick. Are you gonna get as sick as you would if you eat just straight junk food? No. But you will probably get the flu once every 5 years at least. Probably get a cold. If you do some traveling north to south, you'll probably get a cold quicker. You might run into some allergy problems. But for the most part, you'll be healthier. And that's how cattle are. They're gonna get sick, most likely. Expect the more you have, the quicker you'll get sick. You'll get them sick. But you're gonna have problems, especially over the winter. If they're not out on pasture, if they're out on pasture, you take care of the pastures, they're fine. But where we are at, you can't have them out on pasture. They will ruin your pastures. You'll have a sacrificial area, and that just gets absolutely stumped in mud, which is actually one reason why we don't have cattle at the Crystal Farm over the winter. Because the way we feed them, we don't have proper concrete to feed them down there on. If we'd have a skid loader down there, it'd be different, but we don't. So we gotta feed them with a feeder wagon, and alright, we'll feed it down in the flat, in the pasture. They'll stomp that mud till it freeze thaws, or never freezes properly sometimes. With a mild winter. And then they're in that mud all day. Then they get foot problems. And then you're down there every day, twice a day, wrapping feed, taking care of them. It costs more. It takes a lot of time to do. And it's not good for the cattle. Like, imagine you have foot problems. Imagine you can't walk on your foot right. You'd be miserable. And that's how they are. And we don't want that. They won't grow as good. It's not as healthy for them. So we move them home. We feed them on concrete. If we have to, we'll feed them silage, which we don't typically have to. And they have the same amount of room, but it's not down by a creek as much, so it doesn't get as muddy, typically. So it's a little better for them that way. Alright, got about 30 minutes left. Traffic isn't terrible. Could be worse. I'm glad it's not. There's this Tesla. Oh man. I better not. That'd be fun for the truck to smoke to and step on it. That'd be way too much fun. I'll try not to. I won't do it this time. How about that? I won't do it this time. That's why you should get an overpowered vehicle for your daily driver. Because you want to make an offset for Tesla, for all the Teslas. Now, I might sound like a Tesla hater. I'm not a complete Tesla hater. I can see how that makes sense for some people. If you're just going to your 9 to 5 every day, you know, you go 10 miles or however far, I don't know. Hey, Nicholas. There's customers' cars. Water well drillers down through this area. Actually, getting close. I think we're pretty close to where I nearly wrecked this truck. I broke a CV shaft in Lancaster on Thanksgiving Day. Doing a 4-wheel drive boosted launch. And I did take it outright on the way home. Actually, it was under this bridge, I think, coming up, that it went over some bumps and it caught, and I nearly wrecked this thing. Uncle Chris was along, so that was nice. Yeah, it was right here, the other side, heading north. I think we went to those people's shop, and all right, I'm gonna park in the back corner. We'll have to go get it with the trailer, you know, next week or tomorrow or whatever it would have been. All right, so I had to start to back into the corner, turn in, and it was rough. It was hard on it. All right, put it in reverse and it wobbles a little bit, and then all of a sudden it got really easy to steer and drive. And I back up a little more and I look out. Ha! And there it was land. I didn't have to park the truck there. I could drive it home. I did that too. Because both ends of the CV shaft are now broken off, not just one. So it was alright. And then I put in 2 more that were a little bit wrong, I guess, for this truck. Broke those, not ripping on it even. I just put it in 4-wheel drive and moved forward a little to tow and snapped them off. You're not snapping them off, but like the knuckles. It was too much range of motion for the knuckles. And I learned my lesson. I don't need to do any more 4-wheel drive boosted launches for a little while, that's for sure. At $400 a piece from Napa. I have one they have for lifted trucks, so the knuckles can have a little bit more range of motion. So far, that thing hasn't caused any problems yet. Yeah. I would say it's maybe a little bit beefier, but it's not much. The knuckles are in better shape though. Stalled vehicle ahead. Starting to get a little sleepy again. Take a little bit of energy drink. Take a look at this. It's going to be a little rough, but right out through here, I don't remember what road I'm on. 283 East, I think. Some of that farm ground is awesome. Some nice big farm buildings. I'm always jealous when I come down through here because it's nice, flat, rolling ground. And we don't have too much of that in our area. We did pick up some this year, which is nice. Out behind the city for 10 years. got a brain tumor and lung cancer. I don't remember which was first. Great guy, awesome person to work with, and yeah, he's gonna be done. He wanted these 40 acres behind the city. They just picked it up and did like 150 bushels an acre for organic corn, which we did 130, which is the best we ever did. So it was a really, really good year as far as bushels per acre for us, for organic in our area. Central Pennsylvania, we had a perfect amount of rain in our county. If you go an hour west of us, they didn't have some great yields, unfortunately. From what I understand. Starting to get a lot more tired than I'd like to be driving. Anyway, it's some pretty good ground. It's 35 acres of not real steep, but it's not perfectly flat. And they decided they're just going to be done with that field, and then 2 weeks later, well, we picked that up. All right, we're gonna be pretty busy with this year, this added acreage, and then we're gonna. I don't even know how it all happened, but I guess they let go of some more ground, the other side of town from us, on the north side of town, North Farm. And somehow we ended up getting the call that, hey, this ground is for rent. We took the opportunity, and that's how we picked up, there's like 2 farms right close to each other, and it's all one, and a bunch of fields there, and it's decent. I think it's decent ground. It's decent rolling ground, decent flat. It's like some nice rolling hills. Should have decent drainage. Cool thing about that farm though is, what I understand, that farm never was sprayed. So back when, late 80s, early 90s, I'd like to say, when I think so. Yes, I'm on the right way. Back when that was going, when they were pushing herbicides and pesticides and stuff, what we know now is conventional or no-till. They were pushing that pretty hard. And this guy, he was in the top, I don't know what, to help get, was it PCO, Pennsylvania Certified Organic or something? I don't know what it stands for sure, but something like that. He was the top guy, and he put his farm in, and it's been organic forever since that. So 35 years, something like that, 35-ish. That farm was never sprayed. He never started spraying. He just put it straight into organic, which I find pretty cool. Which is very, very uncommon for our area, especially. I mean, there's us, and then there's Bernstead, 4, 5, 6 or 7 people in our county that actually farm organic. 6 or 7 operations. There's probably, actually no, there's a couple more than that. Those are just the ones I know. There's probably 15, I'm gonna guesstimate. So if you have 100 farmers, which we probably have a little more than that in our county, quite a bit more than that. Say you have 100 farmers, that's 15% is organic, which I guess is pretty high. But we have a really good. I mean, like to take stuff to the market is so easy. We're not super far from Cargill or what's another one? Cargill would be our closest one. They're on 1115, Winfield, PA. Then there's, I think, Kramer Feeds out of Kramer, PA. Isn't super far either. And then, what's the other one? Purdue isn't super far either. So everything's, within 30 miles, I'm going to guess to be by road. Alright, right to 304 East, 340 East. So, for organic, to sell organic, we have a pretty good market. If you're going to be organic in Pennsylvania, what I understand, we are in a great spot for it. Actually, no, I know of another outfit, 2 outfits, not far from us that do some organic. I don't know that they're not full organic, but they do some. So there's a few. Which is nice. I mean, for us, hey, we'll sell to Lancaster. And then, anyway, picking up more ground. That guy that we picked up, that non-sprayed ground, he's like, hey, my wife says I need to slow down. He calls like a week later. And I got like this 50 acres. I mean, this is now probably going to be the worst ground. It's not great ground to begin with. And it is super mad steep. Some spots aren't bad, but there's spots that I don't know if I trust myself to run with a tractor. I'll probably do it. I'll just be very, very cautious. Follow this up this truck. Where was I getting to? Oh, it's really steep, and it's all in hay, so that's nice. Picked up 2 more partners to help with this, all this ground. It's 15 minutes away. Getting not too far. I'm probably gonna end this live before too long. But anyway, back to the story that I didn't finish yet. He called us like a week or a week and a half later. Hey, I got these acres, I need to slow down. So we picked those up yet too. And we picked up 2 of Laverne's brothers as partners. And like, we don't have time for all this acreage. And farming in our area, you can't really make enough money to do it. Just straight that. You'd have to have, I think Dad figured out, if me, him, and my brother Adrian, if we'd farm straight like 500 acres, we'd probably be able to do it. 400. Which I mean, with crop prices down, stuff, people are willing to give up their farm ground easier, which is nice for us. I mean, that's why we picked it up, I think, partially. Because people were a little more scared. We definitely had competition for some of the ground, but it was like, hey, or for the non-sprayed acres, they definitely had a few people interested, he was saying, but nobody was going to farm it organic. And we were like pretty much the only organic farmers interested in it. All right, we'll go with you guys. We got pretty good deal on the ground. Great Christian guy to work with, and just overall pretty good deal with as far as people. Yeah, I was right. They're plowing. That could be, I don't know, that might be going at organic. Looks like an organic field over here. That's probably, yeah, there's a lot of cover crops. Now, cover crops is something that's organic, not just organic specific anymore, but it was a lot more. We have to do organic. We have to do cover crops. legally to keep our certification. So that's pretty much all I know. I think for 20 years, and I'm 18. I think it was around 20, because I remember of some of the last, like, plowing down hay fields, because what my grandpa did was he put a field into hay for 3 years and used that as a transition period. I would remember some of the last fields of hay being plowed down. So they started probably 2002. 2000. No. Maybe 2004, 2005, maybe 2002. I don't know for sure. I'd have to ask Dad again, or Grandpa. Might try that, yeah. We'll see. We should ask him again how many years we've been organic, but it's been as long as I can remember. So that's literally all I know. You ask me almost anything about conventional farming, I could possibly tell you, but I could not tell you what sprays to use or nothing. And then here I am. I'm looking for non-organic ground, because pigs that I do, I could reduce my feed costs by, figure it out, for about 50% from buying it from the feed mill. If I farm my own ground, and I had 5 acres to do it. So my thought is, if I can pick up a farm, non-organic, run that, and Dad can use that corn too for his beef cattle, because it'd be cheaper. You can sell the organic corn for $9.50 a bushel versus $4, whatever conventional corn is at. And you could make it. I did some numbers on it. I'd be able to make a little bit of money on conventional farming. Not a lot, but a little bit. But more, I could make a profit on it on your average year, or a little less than average actually. I tried to overestimate my costs and underestimate my the yields, So on a bad year, should still make a little profit. Really, what I'd be after is the corn for pigs. I have some hay. It's not certified, and it's all rented ground. And it's just kind of as it comes along. Some of the ground, which if we have a housing boom, I'm almost guaranteed to lose about 10 acres, which is most of my operation. I say operation. But I have about 10 acres of land that's set aside to develop. We're just making hay off of it while they're decided to develop it, which was supposed to be developed either this last year or the year before, and it wasn't. So I was pretty happy with that. Did I go right? Yes, I did. So hopefully that doesn't get developed, but I should absolutely pick up some more ground just to supply customers. And I enjoy farming. It's really what I want to do forever, not forever. But in order to do it as comfortably as I'd like, probably gonna have to get either an extremely good job and make a pile of money, which I could do. I'd have ins, I think, where within 10 years I could be making $250,000 a year. However, that's running pipeline, wouldn't be home, wouldn't be fun. I'd also have ins, I think, into the trucking industry, which we run a lot of RGNs off of our county. We're right off Interstate 80, within a couple hours of the whole East Coast port, all the East Coast ports, from what I understand. So we have plenty of RGNs going in and out of our area, reversible gooseneck glow boys. So that's something I could do, but I don't really want to. Once again, quality of life could be down a little bit. So what I'd rather do is start a business where I'm home more, and I'll be home more, potential to make a lot more money. If you have a $10 million business, 10%, That's $1 million a year that you could have. I'd probably let a lot of that in business. So that's what we're building towards. Something that can pay for farming. Because farming can't very well. And that's where YouTube was for me. Now anymore, I'm not really making any money off of it. It's just kind of for fun. If I make money off of it, great. But it is what it is. I think I'm going to end this live here. I'm getting about 5 minutes away, so I'm just going to end this here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for comments and likes. Watch for this next video. Should be interesting.